Everyone says what you're meant to do, and like you curl up in a ball, or do you make yourself really big? When there's a bear about 3 meters away from you running towards you, all you want to do is put distance between you and the bear running towards you. So I just remember thinking, oh, it's not that big. But then when it was on top of me and its head was like this big, I was like, yeah, this is a pretty big bear. When did we first climb together? I think it was the winter before our first trip, so 2012.
Climbed together quite a bit, haven't we?
We've done quite long trips together now, so even though we've not been together that long, we've done a lot of climbing together. We were on Mount Wilson, putting in a trail for a route we wanted to go climb later in the trip. Our plan was just to trudge through the deep snow and get to the bottom of the route, dump all our stuff, and then come back later in the trip. So we were up top of this second rock tier, and it was like really deep snow. We had snowshoes with us, so we decided to dump as much stuff as we could in the woods, and we just get on the way down, like crampons, ice axes, and then just basically booted in a trail. It was quite late at this point, it was quite dark. Nick trucked off in front of me.
We were walking down, and I was in front.
Just as I was catching up to Nick, he was just about to go into the woods. Something made me look over my shoulder, and I looked with my head torch on, so the beam swung round.
And then I suddenly heard this noise, and it was Greg, and it was like, bear! Ah!
Charging through the deep snow, full pace towards me, was a grizzly bear. I went to run, but I stepped off our trail that we'd put in with the snowshoes, totally forgetting it just went up to my waist in like deep snow. I remember turning round and like trying to get up and couldn't get up in the snow. And I'm watching this bear. It was still chasing Nick.
And the bear was just heading straight towards me, and then the last moment it just thundered past me.
I saw it look at me, it just turned straight and 3 big bounds through the snow, and it was basically on top of me. I kicked at it when it came at me, and it grabbed my boot, and then it grabbed my leg from the side, and it was like stood on this leg, so it was kind of pushing me down and pulling up on my other leg. And I just went into overdrive. Basically, I was screaming for Nick. I'm trying to get this thing off me. I have a walking pole in this hand, basically slapping at it and just punching at its muzzle. It let go of me. It came around and stood on my chest and just like straight in my face, like I could have just kissed it on the nose. All I could see in its face was confusion. My head torch was just beaming it straight in the face, and you could see it was just like, well, I'm getting out of here, I don't know what's going on, and it just like walked straight over my chest. I got up straight away. First thing was, I can't believe my leg's working. I was sure my leg would be broken. And it was really obvious where we had to go because we'd put the trail in on the way in. It was just a blanket of snow. So we're just following our footsteps. The bear had gone semi that direction, but we didn't quite know where it had gone. And I was in front still, and we're going for ages and ages. And I've now realized that I did have a hole in my boot because my boot's filling with blood. And every footstep I take is pressurizing my boot and squirting blood on the end of this hole in my boot. It wasn't until we got to another slide from like an avalanche further along this terrace, and the snow got firmer, and in the snow was these 2 huge bear paw prints, and we were like, we've been following the fucking bear for the last hour. It's now 9:30 at night. I've been bleeding for ages. I'm fully in shock. So I was just like, well, I'm not going back that way because we know there's been a bear that way. So I just went to go and just slipped on the avalanche debris and just started tumbling, like sliding, and like everything was going like wrong at this point. So we've been making loads of noise, like everyone obviously says make loads of noise, so we're banging our axes together, making all this whooping and hollering. And if someone says make noise for 3 hours, you make some weird noises. So Nick had just happened to have been like making a howling noise, like a woo. So we get to the ropes and we're both like, right, build an abseil. So we both stopped making noise, and in the valley where we're about to abseil, these wolves started howling, and there was like 3 noises of these wolves howling. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, like you couldn't make this stuff up. We abseiled down. We got back to the car, drove to hospital. 3 a.m, I arrived at Banff Hospital. It's 40 odd stitches, so there was 5 puncture wounds. Stitched me up, and I was out of hospital 12 o'clock the next day.
It was just defending its territory. It was about to hibernate, and it just kind of put a shot across the bows. Yeah. That's all it wanted to do, and then it went. If it had gone any differently, I think we probably would have died.
Yeah, for what happened, it went the best way it could have.
No harm came to the bear. The rangers didn't go up there and shoot it around. They just closed the side of the mountain off, and fully supportive of that. And nobody can get the second the centre to climb with.
Yeah, and no one's going to go up there and do that route now. So.